Our little pre-show for the Vice. We'll be starting here in about 15 minutes. And I need to turn little pre-show for the Vice. We'll be starting. It just wouldn't be a stream without me double casting, now would it? I am getting really excited about today's show here, and then also the show we have going on. Hey, Abracadabra, Akiba, sorry. For some reason I had Abracadabra on my mind. I don't know why. Good to see you. I need to get a tweet-a-rooney out. Let people know that we are going live. So much fun stuff today. We do have a little bit of a shortened session today. Not super short, but as we will for the next 12 weeks. Because right after this, well, actually an hour after we end here at 5 p.m. Eastern, I'll be jumping over onto the Wizards of the Coast Twitch stream to play some Tomb of Annihilation over there on our Learn by Play podcast. Podcast/live stream. Boy, I'm having trouble talking. Come and join us and help raise some money. Some money for Power Bicycles, World Bicycle Relief. And we are on Twitch, 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 yep, that's us.com/Tallsquall. And who all's in this? We've got Jeanette. We've got Alicia. We've got Good Guy Pie. Whoops, not Keek and Sundry. We've got Good Guy Pie. We got Bird versus Plane. We've got all the Dragons Are Cats and Daniel and Danny. Whoop, no. And Danny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who did I forget? Jeanette, Alicia, Good Guy Pie. Daniel got taken out. There it is. Cool. Our good friends at Cloak and Blaster. And our good friends, we've already got them tagged. Our Power Bicycles folks. Hey, Boomer. And we'll add in Satine because she always says to let me know when I'm broadcasting. And there we go. So yeah, last day of the month. Wow, I just sort of blew your eardrums out, didn't I? My gain has been just a little bit touchy. Also, I am known to not keep hey Tanya, a level and even voice with such things. I got notifications going on everywhere. Who do we got message wise? So cool. Getting notes from the players. But yeah, so like I said, looking forward to playing with some of the Encounter Roleplay folks today on Tomb of Annihilation. Yeah, I heard that he did. Good old Knob. Universe hopping. You know what? I'm going to need another one of those teas before all is said and done. Guys, I will be back in 30 seconds because I need to get another green tea or else I'm going to die during this broadcast. But yeah, we got lots of RP goodness today. Lots of story development with our characters, as some of them are going to go through their level ups to level 6. So that's kind of exciting. And then, where's my coffee? I'm like Regis Philbin here. I've got like 4 different drinks going all at once. But the coffee is critical to my existence. Yeah, the big news is there's our buddy Dragons or Cats, Iskrin, saying goodbye to the party today. So that's going to be a thing. In fact, that's right where we're going to start off on. As we reach the road, and it's time for Iskrin to do his thing. But anyway, so we've got that. Don't know if you guys are following Turncloaks. We got a big episode of Turncloaks coming up on Monday. That's going to be interesting. Little bit of a trigger warning on it. We get into some pretty heavy topics. Will has never shied away, and Turncloaks is a dark medieval fantasy world with low magic, very much European Dark Ages type idea. And so there's some ugliness that happens in such environs, and we see some of it. Hey! In Wills! How you guys doing? Huh, my alerts aren't coming up. That's weird. They should. Wonder why that's not working. There they are. Now it is. Wonder why In Wills didn't pop up. Don't know. So weird. Well, anyway, when Wills, thanks, and for the wafflers who are coming over, we appreciate y'all hopping in and saying hello. Oh man, oh man. What's everyone else up to today? Anything interesting going on out there? I know I am looking forward to a little bit of escape from the real world for the next 6-8 hours, I guess, of back-to-back D&Ding. Oh, you're moving. Wow. So all the packing. And maps. I hear you there. Packing is always the worst part, followed immediately by unpacking. That's true. It's a way to make the time go by. My problem is I get distracted because I like D&D better than I like packing. So I end up sitting there with like one item in my hands for 15 minutes as I watch D&D, and then go, oh, right, yeah, let me get another item. And it takes 15 minutes for it to move from the floor to the box. I'm not a good packer. So then eventually it all just sort of gets thrown in all at once in a big pile. Basically looks like a laundry basket. Actually, often it is a laundry basket. Let's see how we're doing in the background. I got a Bird versus Plane. Got an Alicia. Oh, good. Alicia was thinking she might be late, so she's here already. Oh, she's driving. Why are you driving and zooming? Or hopefully you're riding and zooming. I'm assuming Alicia is riding and zooming, so that she's not driving and zooming, because... Let's see, what side of the car... Well, I don't know whether she's mirrored or not. I can't see any writing. I bet she's driving and zooming. She's not even going to answer me. Yeah. Please tell me you are not driving and zooming, Alicia. But actually, we will be down one Templar Warden today. He is under the weather, not feeling well, and was unable to sleep. And seeing as he has to get up at, I don't even know with daylight saving time, whether now it's 6 or 7 in the morning, or 4 or 5 in the morning, or whatever the time difference is between here and Australian daylight time. Australian Eastern Standard Time. That's at AEST. Golly. All these time zones. Woo! Okay, it's confirmed that she is not driving. That's good. But, so I have 5 players here. Who am I missing? I'm missing a Danny. Usually Danny's here by now. There he is. Speak of the devil. Here he is. Just hopping in. So there we go. So yeah, no, we've got all the gang arriving in here. So we'll be starting, should be right on time, which is always strange for us pro streamers. We don't start on time. We start late. What is up with this? Theoretically, I should even have them like all in the right cameras and everything too. A 7-cam setup. Yes, I have a 7-camera setup. So that's good. Oh man, oh man. So I'm going to shut down the old Twitterino and make sure I've got all my right notes up. I claim I do. If not, I will dig through them. And we're going to have a little bit of an emotional start to our session with our buddy Isgrin. But it's going to be good. It's all good. Let's see who's out there hiding, not saying hello in chat. Who I can see. Big Beastie's out there. Haven't seen you in a while. Hello, how are you doing? XP Knight, I don't think I've met you before. Welcome, welcome. And then, of course, there's Bird. The one, the only, Bide. And, I don't know. I'm thinking we go ahead and get these folks started. I'll let them know. Hey guys, since y'all are here, I'm going to go ahead and get us going. Let's get this show on the road. Give me 1 second to grab my... well, you're sort of here. You're somewhat here. So we're going to hop on over to the other one. I'm going to take my video off this one. I'll see you in just a second. And we are live with our friends. Theoretically, yep, it looks like they all see you. Everyone's in weird spaces, but I can get that fixed. We've got Alicia not driving. She is in the passenger seat. No worries.
I'm trying.
And on time, ready to go. The Vice. She is that dedicated, friends.
She is indeed.
Just that good.
And let's go ahead and get this started. Tunarth, tell us a little about yourself.
Well, hello. I am playing Kel the Wood Elf Druid. And yeah, a whole lot of stuff's been happening over not a whole lot of game time, but a whole lot of real time.
That is the truth.
We have dungeoned ourselves up one side and down the other and 6 ways from Sunday, and the adventure is finally over, at least that part of it, but we're about to move on and leave somebody behind, I think, which I'm very sad about.
It is true. It is true. And so next up is Good Guy Pie. He's good. He's a pie.
I've been dreading this day. I'm Good Guy Pie. I'll be playing Goldheart the Blood Hunter, and I'm not very happy about today. That is all.
And then we will go to Luna. Do you want to do yours now or wait till you a little bit later when you actually are like...
I should do it now.
Okay.
Hi, I am MNG99, spinning on platform. I play Luna, the Water Genasi monk, who is also now into one level of cleric.
She is.
I don't know. I think today's going to be great. I don't know what everybody's so... I don't get it. I don't know. I don't get it. Keep going.
Next up, we will have our good friend, Bird versus Plane.
Hey folks, I'm Bird vs. Plane. I'll be playing Iskatol, the half-elf bard. She died, she came back, her soul was marred. It's all bad. She found a gun though, so it could be good.
She has a gun
Guns
now.
usually equal good, right?
Iska got a gun.
Good.
Next up, we will go to Tree Hugging Druid.
Hi, I wasn't here last week.
But you're
I
here
did
now.
watch the video on demand though. But I am trying to do it. I play the high elf rogue named Celia. Yeah, Celia right now. Yeah.
And last but not least, dragons or cats?
Hello everyone, I am Dragons or Cats. I am playing Ishkrin, the Eladrin Warlock, for one last ride.
Why don't you go ahead and tell us where we can find you on the internet and give us your hooks and plugs now, so you get a chance to do that.
I am also feeling a little under the weather tonight, but if you see me run away real quick, it's probably the reason why. You can find me on Twitch and on Twitter as Dragons Are Cats, all one word. And yeah, I also do a bit of D&D streams on Tuesday night, which is 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard and 7 a.m. Eastern Standard. So watch some hilarious Australian D&D dice rolls with your breakfast.
No Australian daylight time.
Oh yeah, crap. I'm not even going to look at that. I'm going to give that a week.
It is true. So I don't even know. What time is it there now? Is it 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. or 5 a.m.?
It is now 4 a.m. The clocks all say 5 a.m. But Google says 4 a.m.
Okay. So we don't even know what time it is. Anyway, at the end of our last session, actually 2 sessions ago, the party encountered Gwilyn Fura, who was a celestial dragon, a glyph scale dragon, who had helped to save this sphere over 7,000 years ago from an invasion by the Netherwings and the Dark Empress. They had been exploring his skeleton for 2 days game time, 2.5 months real time, clearing out the dungeon of the Black Dragonflight Syndicate and freeing their friends, the Grey Kobolds, who were friends of Axel's back from his childhood. Some of them were changed by the blood of the dragon and actually created a new race on the face of Laragoth, which is our world, which are now known as the Rune-Scaled Kobolds, who are basically growing in magic under the tutelage of our friend Gwilyn Fura. They looted the heck out of the dungeon, loaded their wagon up, and with a few pieces of unfinished business, one of which being the fact that their friend Iskrin, who they met just a few days ago, is in possession of a crafter's astrosphere to replace his broken astrolabe, which is the tool of the sweepers. But upon opening it, he will be bound once again to his mission, as the astrolabes are wont to do, and at the will of wherever it might lead him, possibly to his partner who has been missing. And we both muted you and then unmuted you each other at the same time. It's okay. So he has... we've reached back the road where you all first met him. It's been about 2 days later, and as you all got out there, he poured a glass of some of the fine elven wine that was found into a jeweled chalice, handed it to Celia, sort of stepped back from the group, and with the astrosphere in one hand, still closed, he looked to the group, sort of took a deep breath, and I'll turn it over to you. You are muted. My bad.
Of course I am. He comes over to Celia. His physical appearance has changed somewhat. His eyes are no longer an icy blue, they're more of a spring green. Same goes with all these light tattoos. And his mantle and cloak, his bird-like mantle and cloak kind of drifts away and picks up the wind as it blows in a beautiful cherry blossom pink. Comes over to Celia with the chalice, jeweled chalice, very nice quality, filled with wine. Offers it to Celia.
Celia just kind of raises an eyebrow as she reaches for the chalice. She leans in and kind of in a joking tone she says, "Did you poison it?"
He just chuckles and goes, "No, I wouldn't trust myself to do that." But although I am thankful for what I did back there, and also how you showed me how much, looking back to the party in the wagon, how much family this family means to you, and what lengths you will go to keep it safe. I mean, to have one die before you and to be left alone like that, I don't think I can handle that again. I don't know how everyone else would feel if that happened for you. All these memories and epiphanies are showing up and coming back to me, and I just have all of you to thank. Especially you and your weave of chaos, your weave quakes. That was something brand new I'd never seen before. Through this, from what we've gone through, we made it out together. All of us did. And so, I don't know if I'll be able to use this later on. So I best put it to good use. And he puts a hand on Celia's shoulder, and it glows bright green.
Celia, I need you to roll 1d4 plus 2. And now plus your hit dice for your hit die for level 6.
7.
So your maximum hit points have now increased as you're going to level 6 by 11 hit points. As a golden regeneration energy passes out of Iskrin's hand into you as he gives away a piece of his life force to you.
You can see that he's kind of hunched over after that and drops his hand and just looks up to Celia and says, for all of you, you have a lot to go through. I don't know where to go or what to do next. Yesterday, it's binding. I don't know if I could do it. Thank you.
Celia's Celia's gonna give him a hug.
He's gonna hug very hard back. Then after the hug, you'd like to take her hand and just kiss it gently. And then smile and begin to walk back to the cart. Jay, where would everyone else be? Just like in the vicinity of the cart?
Pretty much
just all there?
everyone is gathered around the cart at this point. Kel has, in wolf form, has seen this transpire between you and Celia, and I would assume sort of lopes up to see what has held up the cart, and probably with his wolf hearing at least caught some of the last of that. But the rest of the people are all there, including Axel.
He approaches Kel in his wolf form, gives him a pat, and squats down to eye level. Says, those within the sphere aren't just expendable. I'm sorry it took a breakdown and one such as yourself to show me that. Before I just did not see what everyone else below me was like. Seeing you all fight so hard and care about each other. I'm not going to sort everyone into the same basket this time. There are the evil ones, and there are those like yourself. Keep that up, Kel. And then the blue, green light shines from his hands that transfer into gold energy into Kel.
So if you'll roll a 1d4 plus 2, please. And then go ahead and roll what will be your level 6 hit die. Which will either be this or minimum, which is actually a 5. So again, you will be 12 hit points added to your hit point maximum, and you notice that Iskrin's seems to the light is dimming a bit within him.
The wolf will do the kind of boost himself up and pause on both shoulders, and then his head leans forward and just lick his cheek.
Just very peacefully. Big smile on his face.
And
Big
then,
arms wrapped around him.
And then, once, twice, and then just rest his chin on his shoulder for a moment. And just stay like that for a moment. And then back up. And just look him eye to eye and nod.
Nods back. As he begins to walk towards the cart. It just says, "Thank you, friend."
Well, just a little low and quiet.
I take it good guys driving? Or
Yeah.
Luck is?
Luck would probably be up at the reins.
Okay. So approaching the wagon, his body dematerializes into the blue glitter. And then it begins to appear next to Luck. But it's a strain to pull himself from this blue glitter back into his form.
You really
Have
okay
you-
there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Now, take a
It's,
look.
I think it's all these cookies. I mean,
It's metal. You really shouldn't be eating it.
well, thanks to you, I've learnt the value of, what was it, currency?
Yes, I believe that's its name.
Well, in your wisdom, you taught me trade for trade. So this is my trade to you.
Oh, talking about talk, I think I have a hang of the sphere thing. So, it's like a cave. I am in the main cave, and there's little other caves all around, which you can walk to. And some caves have collapsed things, and others you've got to make a way to. Is it like that?
That is, yeah.
Right, golly, I've got it.
Keep this rowdy bunch in check. Look, thank you. Thank you so much, Luck. What's this, that handshake you're talking about? And he puts his hand out.
Oh, like this.
I think it was a couple of days ago. Yes. Oh, yes. And strains on the, just under the gentle touch of Luck's hand. Just, but it's in that same spot, just golden light transfers into Luck.
Good guy, roll a 1d4 plus 2, followed by your hit die roll for level 6. So 4, and then...
Wow, everyone's consistent.
Yeah. So what's on the d10 is the 5's minimum roll, right? So that'd be so 12. Yep. So it'll be 12 hit points for as you enter into level 6.
Well, if you're looking a bit tired, you should stay around. I've got plans for a big meal today.
Meal. That'd be nice. He'll just twist around back towards the cart and just lean on it heavily and just look at Iska fiddle around with the gun. His boomsticks are quite potent. They run off some strong nature and fire weave. Careful.
Think you could show me a thing or two about them?
Most of the... Can I?
I'm sorry.
Alright, stop crying. Can I make a Arcana check on where like these components or materials to
Sure.
create the boom would come from? Yeah.
You are able to see how these bags of black powder and some little bit of magic as well combine into these small, projectiles that go into the gun itself. So, looks like she's got the right components at least.
Well, it seems you've got everything. If I have one little tip, embed some of the weave, some magic into the barrel, into the tube. Also, keep bending the fates. Don't let that stay in the hands of that idiot. And also, I'm sorry for what I did when we first met. If I knew there was never wings, I'm just really glad we didn't both end up dragon poo.
Iskren, there's one thing I've learned about myself and about you this past few days. It's hard to keep us down. You've lived how many lifetimes and seen so many things, and you're still... I was gonna say, well, you still keep it together, but you're still Iskren. How about that?
His eyes and tattoos, they all go back to blue, and his cloak goes from cherry blossom pink to platinum blue. It's like, yeah, guess I am. I need to think of a new name to give you now. I think Boom.
She just gives you a big toothy grin. I like Boom a little bit better.
Raises a hand up, and brushes the hair out of the side of her face, and just leaves her hand there for a second as the gold light energizes into Iska.
Yep. So roll a 1d4 plus 2. And then roll your hit die for... And it would be the minimum roll, whatever your minimum roll is in the the player's handbook, plus your con. So that will be your new hit point maximum going into level 6. And you see now Iskren is really, his colors are faded, even though the blues are starting to fade almost to gray.
Can I put together like what's happening here without knowing explicit? Like, because it's not clear that he's like about to just disappear forever, right? Or that was never explicitly
You don't.
said.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know what's about to happen. I mean,
He then looks over to Luna.
Did you want to look to Axel first? Well, I think, yeah, she's almost there. If you want to look to Axel first, and we'll let Iska be Axel.
Iska's about to say something, isn't she?
She's gonna ask if you're okay. Seeing the color fade from you is... I mean, Iskren is the flashiest person Iska's probably ever met in her life. So seeing his light go dim is something I think she would pick up on.
I just don't think there's any point to wiping or cleaning the sphere with all this stored energy. I think it can be put to better use.
We'll make sure of that.
Good. Axel, keep being curious. I'm glad that the Gwenenfura is choosing you. I always admire you for that, because that's no easy feat. Gwenenfura will keep you safe. You're talented. Hope we can cross paths again. You can show me how much better you can manipulate the weave with his assistance.
And if we cross paths again, then you'll learn so much more, and you can tell me more, and I can show you through Glenfear, and then I think Axel probably sees the light dimming in him too.
At that point, there's just a hand on his chest.
We'll let Templar roll when he gets back.
Where is Luna at this point?
Real quick, I think it is the appropriate Axel response. Though he is larger now, Axel seems to be the group hugger. So I think he is going to give Iskrin a hug, but still not used to his fully formed body. Probably a little bit too aggressive, you know?
Yeah, kind of a
topple
glove
over
tackle hug. I could see that happening.
It seems like the appropriate Axel thing.
Yeah.
He just falls kind of out of the cart with Axel. He just his physical strength is just sapped, and he just tumbles out with Axel on top.
Yeah.
And he just begins to laugh.
Is the dimming of the light really apparent at this point?
It's pretty apparent. I mean, the sun is also setting, so the light, it's sort of that, that sort of magic light that happens right before sunset, and so, it's that weird. At first you all were wondering if you were just imagining it, but now, it's beginning to be pretty apparent that this time is taking its physical as well as emotional toll on Iskrin.
So Kel is going to come up close to him, to Iskrin, and whine just a little bit, and the wolf, tilts the head, showing concern.
He'll turn his head and stop his laughing as he looks towards Kel and be like, "It's okay. It's all right. I don't think I have what it takes to open this astral labor. The memories of Kira Lydron coming back, my mistakes, it's just too much. Everything just feels... There's no point. I am a being of many years, many different lives that I don't know anything about. Lyle is great, but he still feels like a stranger. Closest people, I feel like I know all of you. It's okay, Kel. It's okay, Axel. The seal will be protected.
Kel will move closer and just press his body up against Iskrin's and whine again, tucking his tail and putting his ears back and attempting to just kind of, with the side of his face, just kind of stroke him.
Yeah, he's having a soft pat, Kel. Keep himself up with one arm, just smiling. He just looks over from Kel to Axel. You guys keep safe. Just keep safe. Keep pushing on. It's all you ever need to do. One foot in front of the other. Axel, be sure to protect that ring.
It's a stern head shake at you.
Be sure to take care of the cat inside. I'm sure you'll like it. Tell him I'm sorry. I can't speak cat. I don't know if he understands.
So where is Luna during this, Alicia, now that you're with us? I think.
She was probably exited the car when Celia and Iskrin were having their moment. Just out of like curiosity. She didn't get really close. She was just like, or whether she might have been. Yeah, so she was like down on the ground, and she's kind of like just staying outside, letting them have their moment in there.
Okay.
Gonna give Kel another little scruff of the neck, hard pat, smile at Axel, and then stand back up and head over towards Luna.
Before he stands up, Kel will give him one last lick on the cheek.
Ishgrin will lick him back.
Because of course he does.
And just smiles.
Kel
Comes over.
with his tail tucked in his ears back, and his head is just down.
So yeah, he goes over to Luna, still with dog wolf fur around his mouth and tongue, and says, "I'm not going to steal any more bacon. I'm going to miss the headlocks, and I know Lyle will miss you."
Well, you're right about that.
Shh. Would you like to stay with them, Lyle?
No.
Okay. You sure we're in this together?
Always, my old friend.
The best we can do is to give the hard lessons. Thank you for teaching me about the concept of touch and feelings of consent. You were wise, and I wish that never happened to you in your race all those years ago. Cut their hearts out. Wash them away in the 4 elements. And just erase the memory of them for good.
Current of your life has flowed many ways. Enjoy this last wave as much as you can. Do not focus on streams that are not in your path.
Perfect. Perfect. May I? And he gestures for your hand.
And the same golden light flows into Luna. If you'll roll a 1d4 plus 2.
Which I can do now.
Yep. And I believe you've already rolled your hit die for 6. Yep. So just add an extra 4 to your hit die. And you see Iskrin bathed in this sunset light, looking at the cart, the astrosphere in his hand. You know what it's time to do. You know it's time now.
Clicks it open.
Very quickly, Luna will touch her hand to your forehead. Two fingers to your forehead. The tide is ever changing. Enjoy the ride. Stand back down.
He looks at you curiously. and smiles and nod. I will. Let's see what this has in store.
So you guys see the astrolabe, and it's sort of like a pocket watch. It opens, and there's a projection of these spinning spheres and circles spinning around, and you see them sort of start to glow within Iskrin's eyes. And you see them stop and lock and spin and stop and lock. And Iskrin, you see the visions as we discussed. And you know your path.
Just a very heavy sigh. Just looks over at the cart and back at Luna and just everyone for just one last look. And turns and begins to walk in the opposite direction. A couple of paces. His wing-like cloak dances in the soft breeze. The tail end of that cloak begins to shine bright blue. And then his form begins to deteriorate into glitter, flowing off with the wind, until his entire form... Yep.
Before he's completely gone, Kel will let out a howl, so he knows that Iskrin heard it.
He just looks back for one last look as as the blue light and the glitter just comes over his face, just gone, takes off with the wind.
And you see, as the blue glitter just is taken by that wind that you almost forget about across the Dragongust Plains, but is always and ever present, and Iskrin disappears and is gone.
This has been lovely, everyone. It's been very lovely. Thank you. You guys are all amazing.
Thank you, dude. Are you kidding me? Thank you. Ah, man. It is not going to feel the same. It is not going to be the same.
So,
I'm gonna miss you all.
Exit stage left.
Basically, I am DragonZoCats, and you can find me at Twitter and on Twitch as DragonZoCats. And my God, I just want to thank each and every one of you for such an amazing experience. This has been great. So you feel like on that very first day, just like being like, cool, wow, we have a guest. No way. Then I just uphill. It's fantastic. It's great. You're also wonderful people. Keep being awesome.
This won't be the last time we do something together. It can't be. I'll make sure of that.
We'll be in contact.
Yeah, we don't say goodbye, we say good journey, because every doorway just leads to another.
Good journey, everyone. Good journey.
Gather your friends, tell a story.
It's been a blast. Anyway.
Thank you for joining the Vice this week. You can join us next week.
More heart-wrenching moments.
Tension gone.
It's what I do.
It's your job. We know.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. It's been...
Can I give him 100 experience for making me cry?
You're trying to skip out on level up 2? I thought it was just good guy.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bless
Feel
you,
better.
dude.
Go get some rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need it. All right, bye everyone. Have a wonderful
See ya.
campaign. I'll see you next time.
See
you next time.
Bye. Bye everyone.
Yeah.
Next time.
So,
So we have an hour and like 20. You know, we got a long
find
time left
yourselves-
still.
you find yourselves on the road, Iskrin having left, and you know your path lies in front of you as well. The vice awaits.
On we go.
So Luck, we'll say, grabs the reins and gets the cart moving again to the southwest along the well-traveled pathway. And yeah, so the sun is setting. You probably are within, a couple hours of darkness, depending on what you want to do about camping. Of course, our friend Kel is doing his scouting to sort of see what's up ahead. Cilia doing her rogue thing all around. And yeah, so what's the party up to?
Well, I figure we're going to journey until we get to the point that we need to sleep for the night, camp for the night, and, as I'm doing my roping, I'm looking for a suitable spot.
Yep. So if you'll do me a survival check to see what we can find. On a 13, I mean, your mind is a bit distracted. I mean, you haven't even barely pulled ahead. I mean, you're just sort of, I think everyone's kind of in shock, not quite understanding what has happened and what's going on. But you kind of look, everyone sort of looks at each other, and any words or thoughts before you get the wagon back moving?
We'll see him again. He'll be fine.
I liked Lyle.
He said he was coming back for dinner sometime, We'll see.
You get a head pat.
So, yep, with that, hey trolls, you guys start moving down the road. Yep, and Kel, you find a suitable spot. It's not great. It's not the best you found, but it's not the worst. The sun is starting to set, so it feels, it's feeling like it's time to get pulled off to the side. You all are sort of between the big normal camping sites. And anything you guys want to do special this evening as you pull over and start to make camp?
If Cilia's up for it, Luna would want to continue with the longsword training. Okay.
Yeah, we'll say you are able to probably get 2 to 3 hours in around the campfire. Luck, you making up a good meal. You've got some new spices.
Yep.
A little bit short on meats and stuff right now. we'll say Kel with his 13 was able to find some rabbits or small type game that you could cook up in order to
he normally makes for the amount people is, but he will make just a little bit more today. Enough for one more serving for someone.
Gotcha. So yeah,
I will lay it out in the open.
Okay, yeah, I think you guys all noticed that Luck has made an extra plate.
I don't comment on it.
I'm not commenting on it. I don't know if I've said anything all day after this, so I'm not gonna.
Okay. You all do your standard watches, and sorry.
I think maybe before Luna goes to sleep, she'll go, or maybe as we're wrapping up our longsword training at the end, she'll look at Celia, kind of put her hand on her shoulder.
Sorry.
No, that's
This
fine.
is like, Celia will look over to Luna. And, she'll say, will you stop touching me? Stop poking me. Not you.
Just like
wait, what?
My dog is just like poking my arm, trying to get my attention.
Timing is
Yeah. Like, what?
Oh
personal
god.
bubble.
Oh, you're so cute.
Okay, we needed a pushy dog to get our heads back into
Yes.
it.
I like
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Back into the
Pushy dog.
game.
Okay, Celia will look at Luna and say, you realize stop messing with the computer. Please, thank you.
I love you, human.
Why aren't you giving me attention? Why are you playing with this thing? That's exactly what it is.
Right now. Celia will look at Luna and say, you realize there is certain measures that I will take to make sure that you all are okay, right?
I understand. You will do what you feel is right. And with that same hand still on your shoulder, I know we're all at full, but just for sake, she's going to use a little bit of her lay on hands to heal. Understand. Just so
Gotcha.
she feels the magical energy, knowing
Right,
that I
right,
can do it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just like, understand that family does not give up soon.
I had to turn my volume up. I could barely hear you. I could hear you, but I could barely hear you.
That's not how I'm usual mic. Sorry.
Celia, nods. And
Oh my gosh. Wandering Silence just donated $150 in memory of Iskrin. Wondrous item from Agatha's souvenir bin, and oh my gosh, Wandering Silence. Thank you. And to top off the donation goals.
Thank you.
That is amazing.
oh my gosh.
So yeah, we will a wondrous item for everyone. And that makes us meet our goal. I'm gonna have to give you 100 XP. Wandering Silence gets 100 XP. Golly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Seriously.
That is truly amazing. Just, we are humbled and honored for your donation, and know that it's going to a great cause. That in a time of natural disasters, that they are some of the unsung heroes that go in to try to get people who can no longer use his cars, or when roads are inaccessible, often a bike can make it through, and that's what they do. So you, my friend, rocketh. Big flex for you. Thanks. And we'll finish up welcome to Tears Week. We'll finish up this scene, and then there'll be a mysterious bag that you find in the cart.
Right. All out now, like my motivation's gone. Thanks a lot, Wander. No, seriously.
I will fight with and for you always.
Celia looks at Luna and says, I need to tell you something. Before we left the city, and the day that Iska performed her song in the tavern, Florian came over to me and he cast a spell that I wasn't able to resist. He knows about me. Everything. And he's blackmailing me.
What is he making you do?
He's making me assassinate the tiefling in charge. And she looks at Luna straight in the eye and she says, I don't judge people based on their race. I watched people do it to my sister. I just don't do it. But I have to, or else you all are gonna die. and I can't do that.
He said specifically that we would all die if you did not take this life.
Not that many words, but he said he would tell the Obsidian Order that I was alive.
And all your associates would be killed along with you.
Yep, they would come after all of us.
I'm not good enough to take Florian as I am. I cannot get rid of him. Were you given a time frame?
It's not supposed to be a... It's supposed to be a little bit before we encounter him. That. We're supposed to encounter him just before we get to the conclave.
You are in a difficult position.
I'd rather go there and turn myself in than...
I know you would.
Even if it...
Would
I
they-
know if I go there, they're gonna kill me on sight, but it would be better than doing this.
I love all of my family. I can't let Iska die. Not again. But I can't tell you to leave either.
Bird, you are a horrible person. Bird, you are a horrible, horrible person.
You ruined it.
There's a reason I minimized my chat window during this. I haven't been watching.
To be
Because
fair, I
he-
said not again. Shut up.
Because he just can't help himself.
No, you really can't. Okay, that blows that
Horrible.
highlight for the reel. Anyway.
It's do not tell the others. If there is to be a path forward from this, it must be done in the dark.
I don't have trash bag.
Wait, did I swear? Darn it! Whatever. Sorry.
Celia, just nods and, she says, I know we have different views on that race. There's definitely a reason.
The tieflings do not deserve to die because of some political machinations. We are in agreement on that.
There's definitely a reason I chose to learn their language. Oh no. Growing up, I was kind of fascinated by them. I don't know why. Both my sister and I didn't. I guess we didn't really blame them. She was happy the way she was. It made her unique. Despite all the hardships that she had to go through. She was happy the way she was. So she didn't blame them. I want to find her, Luna.
I will help you. We will find your sister. Pointing to her and Celia.
It's gonna be a long travel.
Rivers run long.
She'll kind of look at you, maybe like a fractional eyebrow raise.
You seem to have a taste for the unusual. If it helps, I think he liked you as well.
She just chuckles and shakes her head. Oh no, there was something about him. She will look at Luna and say, she'll give her a hug. She'll give her a hug,
Luna, still a little hesitant, but she'll hug you back.
And whenever she lets go, she'll kind of just like wipe her face, take a deep breath, and say, if you don't mind, I'd like to be alone.
I'm here if you need.
And Luna will do kind of like she's not going to power wash as she did with like Axel and Luck, but kind of like a very fine point, removing any tear trails or anything.
And at this point, Celia will walk a little bit to the forest and tell Squall.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
You're muted.
You're muted.
So, as you go over to the forest, the words that Gwilyn Fura spoke to you come to your mind as you sort of reach into your pocket and hold the ring that was once your curse in your hand. Celia, you endured the despair of the void far longer than many who have been subjected to the Dark Empress's will before you. Due to your own resolve and the support of your friends, you have proven yourself more than capable of taking on the journey to become the Blade of the Plains. She whose will has the strength to cut through the very boundaries of the plains themselves and pass through as though they were but doorways. In time, no place, nor person, nor treasure will be out of your reach. The ring that so tormented you shall now be your focus. You need not fear it any longer, for you have conquered it. And now, with my return, my blood within the mark on your skin will hide your travels and traverses of the void from all agents and allies of the Dark Empress. The Ring of the Reaver is now yours to command. And you will find in your handouts the Ring of the Reaver. Do you want to keep it secret, or do you want to read it out, or want me to read it out?
I will read it out. It says, after a successful hit as a bonus action, you may attempt to banish the target of your attack to the void for 1d4 plus 1 rounds. While banished, the creature takes 1d4 psychic damage per round. If the creature dies while banished to the void, the damage die is increased by 1 step permanently. Creatures must have fewer than 100 hit points to be banished, and makes a contested charisma saving throw at disadvantage versus the ring bearer. If the creature is below 50% health, it gets a negative modifier equal to the void damage dice. Has charges equal to the ring bearer's proficiency modifier. So 3 charges right now.
So I imagine while it's in the void, it's getting viciously mugged, which is why it's a d4 psychic damage while it's in there. That's what I'm imagining.
However you want, whatever you want to imagine it as.
Is it rechargeable?
Yeah.
Is it rechargeable?
Charges every day at midnight.
Seems kind of weak to me. That rules. That's really cool.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So yeah, it's all about to build up that damage die. So right now it's just a d4. But if you get someone so that the damage within it, while they're within the void, kills them, then it becomes a d6, then a d8, then a d10, a d12, and then I was trying to think, then it goes to 2 d8s. No, 2d6s, I'm sorry, goes from the d... Anyway, it progresses. I've got a chart. I know you're shocked.
There's a spreadsheet for that.
I have a spreadsheet for that.
I'm dying of not surprise.
Dull surprise! Dull surprise!
Yeah.
I'm making a macro.
So if there is anything else you guys back at the campsite, anything that you guys want to go through. That was private conversations. The rest of you aren't aware of what occurred. However, you all will find this week on YouTube bonus content of Florian's blackmailing scene of Celia.
I was
we
wondering, I was
did.
just like, I don't
We
remember that
literally
happening.
did it right
Yeah, I
after
don't-
that session. It's been sitting there as a private. It's been sitting for me to upload.
Wow. Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
You
That's
sneaky
awesome.
bastards.
Here
That's
we go.
awesome.
It's my number for it.
She's a
Beautiful.
rogue.
The void.
Oh, dude, you know me. What, you think I don't plan these things out? We literally shot it that night.
Wow. That's awesome.
Plans within plans.
Ah, man, I'm so conflicted. It's just like,
I was gonna say,
And
how many other scenes have been
I
shot
think
without
this
your
is
knowledge?
I think this is the game of how many screws can we put to Luna
well, see,
simultaneously.
That was actually a
inflicting her
Celia
before
screw, but
she-
it just
no,
Luna.
here's the thing. That's a Celia screw because Luna could get away with doing nothing, and that would still be considered an evil action. But it's kind of like, on the one hand, I need Florian. On the other hand, I don't really need the tiefling later alive. Do I
You guys
do
don't even
nothing?
know who the tiefling is. I mean, y'all have.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
whatever. They all look the same.
Yep. Wow. With that, you guys go to your long rest. Holy moly.
HR.
Yeah.
HR.
No, it's okay. I can say that I'm a
I've got to
Genasi.
report an incident.
I can say that I'm a Genasi.
Don't think that's how it works, but
I bet you wouldn't say that if the half elf said it. Discrimination.
Triggered. Anyway. Golly. So.
Ugh.
Do we happen to find a mysterious bag in the
Bag
cart?
of cards.
So.
Early in the morning.
So, yeah, no, I would say, yeah, you all go in your long rest. And
By
as
the
you-
way, there is one last thing I wanted to do.
Okay, yeah.
Just got distracted by all that, but you know, Kel's obviously the wolf will be dropping while we're camped there, and he's going to go out and just find, you know, forage some, whether berries or something like that, and put it with the food that Luck left. The extra meal that he put
Okay.
aside. And
Yeah.
Kel will add to that.
Okay. So, yeah, there's this plate sort of waiting by the fire.
Joe.
You know, now with a few extra berries, with thing, you know, Luck has placed, you know, sort of a cloth over it to make sure nothing gets into it. And you guys go to your long rest. The night is uneventful, as we've said, along this road. It is fairly well traveled. It is interesting, though. I mean, as you wake up the next morning, you begin your normal routines. We'll have, you know, Luna doing her normal monk exercises, sort of her Tai Chi.
With the exception of now she prays before and after her Tai Chi sessions.
I'm sorry?
She prays before
Oh.
her Tai Chi sessions.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I should have confirmed that was still the case of what she does.
I do Tai Chi for God.
Yeah, there you go. And you guys sort of gather around the campfire. Get ready for your day. Anything campfire-wise, I assume Axel and Iska do their... I don't know whether they do their normal notes thing, or are they both kind of...
I think Axel is probably focused on his newfound knowledge, and I think Iska's kind of The one thing I would want Iska to do is if Luck is making some breakfast for everybody, as he is wont to do, she just wants to join him, sit close by, not directly next to him, just close by, still looking pretty haggard and tired, but just say to him, would you look at that sunrise? Because she has held on to those words ever since we woke up the next day after Verdant Falls, and this is basically her, this is the second, like, if not the hardest time of her life, and she just kind of wants to prove that the Iska he knows is still in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, that sunrise through the trees. Oh, no, not trees. Wait. Oh, wait. As he like sort of gets the hair out of his eyes and
Actually, I have that
puts
music still.
his hair back up. Oh, that sunrise. Yes. Probably should put my hair up first thing in the morning. Oh. Yes. Brings back some memories.
Oh, we lost an Alicia, I think.
Oh. Don't know. We'll see if she pops right back. She was a little bit jumpy in her connection.
Sure. Hotel internet, it's the best.
Oh, yeah. Always, always, always.
But Iska doesn't say anything else beyond that. Like, it's just more of a wanting to get comfortable again with each other kind of thing.
Yeah.
No. I remember when the first time I used to watch sunrises were. It was ages ago now. Oof. Right when I was a young man. When I didn't have this glorious beard or this nasty scarf. Or this long, luxurious hair that flows in the wind. Or something like that. It's... Yes, I remember. I was sitting up in the trees, looking down upon the village like a young person does. I was with my brother. Yes. He insisted we climbed up it. Like a brother would. And we saw who could reach the highest. He stopped about halfway up. I kept going. Until before I knew it, I was at the top. Everything seemed so small. So different. It was a matter of perspective, change. Yeah. I felt like I could just pick the whole village up between my fingers.
Glad that my hotel internet is refreshed.
There you go. We figured that was the case.
Yeah, no. It's just like, oh, are you in the middle of ice? Now.
But I tell you what. Sunrises, they never get old. They're different every day. The way the light shades, the place you're positioned. Sure, they may change, and they may be different, but at the end of the day, they're still sunrise. They're still the same action of letting nature know that the world is it's time to wake.
She just smiles at Luck and says, you just always bounce back, don't you?
Well, my head bounced off the floor a few moments after when I was climbing down. Branch snapped and out cold. Well, woke up 2 hours later with a ranting father. Last time I climbed that tree. That specific tree, it was the one about 10 minutes walk away from the house to the north, beside the bakery. Yeah, that was the tree. And then I climbed the one that was 2 trees next to it. He never said I couldn't climb that tree, so I did.
She just sits and listens to this. She's just happy Luck is speaking to her normally. and not, throwing a pickaxe at her head.
It is always.
So normally I think she would like interject and try to add or ask questions, but instead she's just listening to old Father Luck ramble on about trees.
I think Luna would actually come over and sit next to Iska, not Luck, not interrupting the story, and just kind of start braiding your hair. Don't say anything.
Oh, the food's burning!
Keller, are you a human? Are you a animal? Are you
elf? You always call Kelly human.
Sorry.
He's not even
humanoid.
Half, he's a full elf.
Humanoid elf. Are you an elf or are you
I am
animal?
myself.
You are yourself. Are you here around the fire with everyone, or are you off foraging?
Well, no, because since
you've been up for 4 hours.
I've been up for a while anyway, so I've already done my foraging and been back. So, on hearing the beginning of this story and seeing Iska and Luck talking, while they're talking, trying to keep an earshot, but Kel just wants to look. There doesn't appear to be much in the way of trees at all. Is that correct?
No, not very much. The swamp is behind you. I mean, you can still sort of see it on the horizon, and this is now turning sort of out into the plains again. Very off in the very distance, as the sun comes up over, you might be able to see the little bit of a tree line of the Midnight Weald, but it would be.
I just want to look for some, because there at least must be some kind of low scrub.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bushes or something.
Yeah.
Just something leafy.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And keeping an earshot, just looking for something with really the largest leaf I can find.
You're able to find something, with a fairly hand-sized leaf.
And I pick the leaf.
Okay.
And come over. And point that I just listen and point that Luck lunges for the food. Once that gets calmed down, Kel will come over and say, "It's nice to see a new beginning." And he looks towards the sunrise. This is the right time of day for that. And he looks at Luck and Iska specifically, just catching their eyes, and says, "The two of you were my beginning with us. I saw you before I met you. I was hidden and watching when you met on the road." And hands the leaf to Iska.
She reaches a hand out to take it, but instead of taking it right away, just kind of leaves her hand in yours. Did I freeze up?
No, you're good.
All right.
Kel will reach over and stretch out his other hand for Luck.
So you would reach and give it a big sporty sort of grab.
And he pulls Luck's hand over and places it on top of Iska's. Clasps them between his own hands together and then lets go. And then
she holds it there.
And then goes to sit down on the other side of the fire. Doesn't say anything else.
But I never did say something about it. It was wrong of me to throw a pickaxe.
She just gives you a nod, Luck, and eventually takes her hand back and grabs her journal silently and just kind of flips through it. And I have all of these written down in my inventory. Let's see. She flips towards the back, and pressed between some of the pages is the flower she got from Ella. Back at the caravan, there is the leaf from the Indigo Guardian. And then there is, at the very back, pressed in the pages, is the leaf that she had found when she met Luck. And she just kind of pauses on that for a sec, like kind of openly showing it. Turns the page and adds this one to the rest of them. Doesn't say anything after that, just kind of takes it all in.
You guys are so good. Just,
All right.
why do I even show up, man? So with that, you guys head over to the wagon. Axel actually has something to say, and I'm going to give it to my friend Iska to say it. He pulls out the Tome of the Seed, which still there is quite a few things left to translate, and having heard from Gwilyn Fiora that there are many different forces at work, and that this could be one of them, approaches Kel to sort of ask him about getting back on some of these translations while they traveled today.
Kel, could I speak to you for just like a moment, just one sec?
Of course.
We've learned so much, but like we still don't know that much. Like we know of things, but we don't know the things yet. And we were working on these translations before the cave, before Iskrin, and I just don't want to let those go to the wayside. I think I can. Would you mind if we focused on these again for a little bit while we travel? Could you help me with this? I just want to. It's a bigger picture still. I think if I have a bigger picture, I can learn more and more quickly. Does that sound good?
How open does the country look here for the next few hours as we travel? Is it like pretty wide open?
Yeah, pretty wide open. It would be very difficult for anything to sneak up on you, especially the wagon's all but the highest thing around.
Okay. So then Kel will say, he will pause for a moment and do what I was pretty much just describing, just looking around, observing the terrain, and then say to Axel, yes, I think today would be a good day for that. I'll be glad to work with you today on this.
Thank you.
And as you guys sort of pack up your camp and head back to the wagon, we'll let Axel do it because he's the inquisitive type. He's sort of moving things around to sort of make room for he and Kel to work on this in the back of the wagon while they're traveling. And he sort of lifts up and he goes, I'll let you do it. Whose bag?
Does anyone remember packing this? I don't remember packing this. I saw all the bags. I thought I saw all the bags, but I don't remember this one. I'm going to look in the bag.
It's an interesting looking bag. It actually has a large sort of steer. Kind of looks like a Belgian blue on the outside of it. I don't have Axel's sheet up, but we'll just... Axel opens the bag and looks in and looks up with a big, big smile on his face.
Grom had one of these. It's a bag of holding.
And Axel would know that the way to empty a bag of holding when you don't know what's in it is to turn it inside out.
Which he does almost immediately, realizes he's inside of the wagon, gives it a second thought, steps outside of the wagon.
And
Would he give it a second thought?
It's first thing in the morning, so maybe.
And with that, I need... So, first thing, who wants... One of you gets to do a special roll. The rest of you will be rolling on the normal chart. So, do you want to pick, or do we do a random of who gets the special roll?
Random roll.
Okay, I will random roll of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you who are here. So,
Are we missing someone? Axel, that's right. Okay.
yeah.
No, Axel's right here.
So on a 2, that's a Luna. So
Rigged again!
rigged. So I need everyone except for Luna to roll a D58.
It's fair enough for her getting screwed out of her headband.
I did! One vanity item. One!
My soul is permanently corrupted, and I can't perform very, very well anymore. I'm sorry, Luna's accessory got ruined.
My soul is dark. I'm a sobbing artist.
I question my morality, for God's sake.
I had to kill a child. All of you shut up.
Was it the second child you killed that day?
3.
Liska isn't a child. You're an adult.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's the 4 rolls. So, Celia, on an 11, you receive a cap of water breathing, which could come in handy.
And Luna didn't kill Iska. Alicia did.
I did.
Yes.
I killed her.
On a 53,
That's gonna work so well with this idea.
is a Saddle of the Cavalier, which I'm not sure exactly what that does, but we can find out.
You can write things really well.
I think so.
I think
Play
it's
Cavalier
like,
in my Pathfinder game, so that works out.
Hey.
Saddle of the Cavalier. You can't be
think it's
dismounted.
like
Yeah,
you can't
you basically can't be dismounted. And attack rolls against the mount have disadvantage. So on a, and again, these are worth. These are also worth gold. So if it's not necessarily something you want to keep, but.
I am becoming a cowboy, and I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh,
about
you
it.
really are. Oh my god, you've got a whip, you've got a gun, and you now have a Saddle of the Cavalier.
All you
Iska.
need is the hat.
Can
Yeah.
I take a new class as a sheriff? Is that a?
Go
I can
Oh
make
my.
the hat.
Okay,
Go gunslinger.
I'm having mind blown moment. Hey, Kel,
Yeah.
let me see what these actually do.
Somebody call the Undertaker.
Oh my lord. Dice. You got Pipes of Haunting. You can play these pipes, and anyone who becomes within 30 feet of you gets a wisdom saving throw or becomes frightened for 1 minute.
Okay then.
Now, Elfhew was scary.
So, and then on a 25, Eyes of Minutia Seeing, I guess?
minute.
Is it minute?
Please say Intax's vision.
Eyes of
Please
the
say
Eagle.
it shrinks him again.
Yeah, so basically you get advantage on investigation checks that rely on sight while searching an area or studying an object. Now, and you guys can also change these around, feel free, since it was a thing. And then I need Luna to roll a D50.
E50. Right in the middle.
You notice how he waited until after to say?
Ooh, I might have to get you to re-roll.
Oh, is it something to do with flying?
Let me just see. Let me make sure. Let me see what it is.
You found plot armor.
Oh, sweet. Oh, that's what you want me to reroll. Jerk.
This character is now unkillable, as long as the story needs it.
Oh, that doesn't bode well.
Okay, roll me once again. Let me see what you get, and we might let this allow, but it's just going to have some
50.
restrictions on. Oh, on a 50. So let's see what a 50 is. Well, damn it, that's even worse. Yeah, so the two items were the Helm of Teleportation
Ah!
and Wings of Flying.
Oh, God.
Just let me fly, Jay.
The dice command.
I mean, we could do I'm happy to let you roll again. Or if you want to do a limited
I can teleport the
teleportation,
wings to anybody.
a little, a teleportate, like a minimal teleportation, like a scrin, but that gets a little bit weird. Let's just roll again.
Okay.
But what if you just took the wings as an aesthetic accessory? Way
That's
cooler than
my
a
new
headband.
vanity item.
Yeah, your new vanity item is just to have wings. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So hit it one more time.
31.
You are the wind beneath her wings.
No, he's taking the wind out of my sails.
Ooh, now this could be good.
Do I get a boat?
Oh wow, I need you to. Oh no, I don't need you to.
Horn of Valhalla?
It is the Horn of Valhalla.
I called it! Yes!
It is.
Yeah!
It is the Horn of Valhalla.
What are the chances?
Shut up.
And let me just see what it's. So here. So here's. I will give you a choice. Because we said that it is, because it's a rare item, which would normally be the silver or brass type. One of which gives you, lets you summon these berserkers, or gives you, and it would be a 50-50 shot of whether you get proficiency with all simple weapons. I will trade you, because I think that I know what you're doing, where you were wanting to go. I will trade you this Horn of Valhalla and let you have proficiency in your longsword that you've been training at.
No, because I'm training at that already. There's no trade.
Okay, so I need you to roll a D100.
All right.
Deal or no deal?
She's putting it down to the dice.
I always put it down to the dice. I want what's behind the door. No, no,
What? The odds?
100. Shut up. 16.
What?
So you get, you're able to, it's a brass Horn of Valhalla,
Nice.
which summons 3d4 plus 3 berserkers. And proficiency with all simple weapons. Not martial, simple. Which I think you already have.
I do. When, I probably do.
You're a monk. I would suspect you have.
I believe so. And there's only certain ones that are considered monk weapons.
Yes.
And it was 3d4.
3d4 plus 3.
Plus 3.
And it's once per 7 days.
Tis be nice. Is good item. Is strong. Is strong Valhalla item.
Cool. So, with that business out of the way, shall we get on the road, or is there anything else you guys? You found the bag of holding. Which in this world, Axel will tell you how rare they are and that they are difficult. Not something to be taken lightly. So, Wandering Silence, yeah. Big items across the board. Horn of Valhalla, man. That's a game changer. It's a DM's nightmare.
That's why I want to keep it.
And Bag of Holding as well. So, from your friend Belgian Blue, from his $50 donation last month.
Oh,
Thank you so much.
thank you, Belgium.
Yep.
Who gets the bag?
I'm assuming it's group bag. Whoever wants to hold it is welcome to hold it. But the idea is group bag. I mean, he was saying something for the whole group. That's going to be helpful for the whole group. So
Yeah,
whoever wants to
honestly-
be Grog, and be...
Honestly, I would say Axel, since he's got the most stuff to store anyway, and he's already
Sure.
kind of been doing that,
Yeah, he's,
unless he objects.
No, because I see it as Axel's fidget spinner almost, where like if he's
Yeah.
ever bored, he just pulls something out and goes, "Whoa," and then puts it back, and
Yeah,
then just
it definitely could be Axel's fidget spinner. Cool.
You people and your spinners.
So,
kid.
yeah, so, woohoo. You guys get back out on the road. And
do we take our one break now, since this is a little bit over the halfway point?
Yep, let's
for
go
this
ahead and
stream?
do our break now. That makes
Okay.
sense. So thank you guys for your donations, for watching. A big shout out to Wandering Silence, who donated $150 as a goodbye to our buddy Iskren. Yeah, and so soon. And yep, we will be doing Pun of the Week. And like I said, we are supporting this month, we are supporting the World Bicycle Relief, which supplies bicycles to both areas that have been hit by natural disasters and by impoverished areas, so that people have transportation to get to things like, grocery stores, water, schools, doctors, all of the above. So they are a really great organization that helps out people in their time of need and gives that basic transportation that can make such a huge difference in not only an individual's life, but in a whole community's life. So with that, I'll leave my headphones on. I will be back in a moment as well, and turn it over to our friend Luna to do Pun of the Week.
Do we have Grandmaster Edition?
We do have Grandmaster Edition. Oh,
No.
Grandmaster.
I should not get excited for this, but...
So, the warm-up pun from myself.
Okay.
Why did the shovel win an award?
Why?
Because it was groundbreaking. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. That's your warm-up.
And now, the Grandmaster.
Well, we'll see. Where do you go to perfect a frozen confection?
Where do you go?
You go to Sunday school.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
This music is entirely wrong for this.
Yeah.
All right, because other music's still playing.
We still have sad introspective music playing. and
Yeah, I
it's so
totally should
wrong.
change the music for it. But Sunday school, that is good. Sunday school is very good.
Okay.
No.
Oh.
Thank you very much, Grandmaster.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you,
Farewell,
Grandmaster.
Thank you.
No, Sunday school, man. Yeah, because I didn't see that one coming. Groundbreaking, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But Sunday
I told you it
school,
was
I
the
was like ice. I was like thinking ice. Oh man, that's why he's the
not what
Grandmaster.
Genasi Luna is.
Ice, baby.
Yeah.
Under pressure.
So actually, I'm gonna need to pull up Axel's sheet because he's got a roll as well. Let's see.
Listen. I don't know any of the lyrics.
No one cares about the rest of the lyrics.
No, it's
Yeah.
it's a bad song.
So let me get as you guys get underway and start rolling it down, looking at your new items, etc. I need you both Axel and Kel look over the book again with this strange language. Axel casting his comprehend languages to get through this, and Kel using his knowledge of the Druidic language. And I am totally changing this music. Let's get back to some road music. There we go.
Come on. There we go.
So I need you, Kel, to do me a wisdom check. Nice, 23. And Axel, let's see how he does with this. And he is on a history check.
Does he also have portents to roll?
He does have portents to roll.
Just in case he gets like a real lousy roll and might want to replace one of those.
So he just rolls 2d20s, right? So there's one portent, and there's natural 1, but he can give that to someone. So
Yes.
that's
Yay.
nice.
And he doesn't have the luck rebound like some people have
Right.
already.
So, well, actually, if Luck has a poor roll, he could give it to Luck, who would then get to re-roll. He gets to re-roll ones on like an attack. So if
I didn't think about that.
yeah, if Axel, I think that Axel could absolutely give Luck a 1. Like if he misses an attack but doesn't roll a 1, he could give him the 1 to then get a chance to re-roll.
You
I
are
would totally
breaking
go with
your
that
own
mechanic.
game, and I
You're
have
just like,
no
hey,
sympathy.
you're gonna let him do that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
As often as he get, it's what are the odds, Luna?
Shut up, all of you. None of your stats is needed.
Actually,
Oh, I
I think
beg
he
to
is going
differ.
to use. He's
I
going to
beg to
use
differ.
the 14. He's going to go ahead and use the 14 plus 9, which gives him a 23 as well, which gives you a 46 total. And let's see. Maths 8. So over the next probably first 4 hours, you guys are able to translate the next portion of this Tome of the Seed. Actually, gosh, by beating it by that much, you beat it by...
Crushed it, guys.
You all did crush it. What I'm going to do is you all have advantage for the next one. So I'm going to put this in all players. And I will go ahead and read it in for you guys just because it makes it a little bit easier, I know. This is the letters from before the 7th full convergence since the creation of the Vice. And it goes as such. I believe the energies released by the creation of the Vice ripped the very soul out of the Midnight Weald. To save itself, the Weald had but a blink to contain as much of its life force as it could inside the Indigo Seed. But we knew that not all of the energy was captured. Decades of insight and divination has now revealed that a portion of the energy was trapped in the ruins of Dar Ixis, as evidenced by the arcane spirits and currents that still flow there. But another portion had escaped, we knew not where. And that's as far as they were able to get, we'll say, before lunch. Anything specific that people want to do for lunch? Or, like I said, if all we're doing is translating and riding, we'll, and actually, unless you got something desperate you want to do, because I've really got to get through a chunk in the last hour. So go ahead and give me let's get another advantage, a wisdom roll at advantage, and a history roll by Axel at advantage. So 16 on that one, and let's get Axel's up, and he's got advantage on his history with a nat 20. So actually, that's going to anytime y'all make a nat 20 means that you get to do the whole document.
I love when Tall Squall rolls for a player and it's a nat 20, because it just means he's lost a nat 20 against us, and that just makes me very happy.
There you go.
That's not how it works at all, but that's how I'm going to interpret it.
Hey,
Don't tell me about odds and math.
RNG Jesus is real, as long as we pray to him every day.
Over the head, internet, Pat.
So the rest of the document goes on. Portion had escaped, but we knew not where. But now, the children of the lost have begun to appear, and it would seem that this is how the remaining energy has manifested. Tracking the births of the children of the lost as best we can see it, seems that they will peak at the time of the next convergence. Now must be the time of the seed which we have been awaiting. We must be prepared to heal the world. pressure mounts against the Arcana Mystica and their inability to fix the teleportation network. I believe we can enlist their help, as it is in their interest to heal the Vice as well. I will go to the Archmistress and carefully explain to her our theories as to what is causing the interference in the magics of the world. Surely they will hear and assist us to heal the world. Perhaps if I tell them of our work in Moss Hollow, they will understand.
Those sweet, sweet, innocent minds.
I mean, this document is clearly biased. What's the Arcana Mystica side of it? We don't know.
If only the tieflings had brought the Arcana Mystica a Pepsi. All the things would have been solved, right?
I mean, really though, did they try?
Nah, man, you got it all wrong. Hugs and kisses. Hugs and kisses. Mwah.
I am going to have Axel, or unless you want to be Axel, if you've got thoughts or questions. You remember you do have Tian here, who lived with the Indigo Seed for a long time.
I can imitate Axel, but I don't know if I can imitate the way his brain works and picks apart documents. So
I think that is a straight up Templar thing there.
Okay.
Is that cool with you? Like, I feel like we should maybe either flash back to this, or unless like someone else wants to ask about it, because I don't want to do Templar here.
Okay, that's
because
cool.
this is such a specific thing.
That's fine. Yeah, and so anyway, you guys continue on your way. It is now starting to get dark, and I want everyone to do a perception check for me. Celia, are you doing your normal roguey thing, sort of out ahead a little bit? Kel's been in the wagon. Again, flat and level. It's hilly, and there seems to be a bit of a rise coming up ahead of you. Yeah, there's enough of you there, and you guys have been commenting on it a little bit and sort of keeping it to yourself. We'll say that maybe even Celia and Iska, maybe Iska even asks, y'all haven't noticed anyone on the road, like at all, since you all have left. Sojourn's Crossing. Even though there had been rains, from everything you can look at, from Luna looking at the map, from you guys, there should have been a fairly big flood of caravans by this point, of sort of the last people coming out of the Vice, and you all have not seen anything on this road now in what's been almost a week of travel. You do know that you should be approaching Midway here at some point, where you know that there usually is a group, but there's just sort of a disquiet that fills the group as you continue moving forward for the next hour or so. You guys, it's starting to get close to sundown. Twilight type area, type idea that's going on. And you see Celia standing at the top of the next rise, just almost frozen in place, looking ahead. Luck, Iska, you guys show up. I need Celia, Luck, Iska, and we'll say Axel's still sort of buried in the book, to make an insight check.
Oof. Come on, proficiency. God damn it, proficiency. I could have used my nat 20 on that. Damn it. Okay.
Down below you, and in front of you, you start to hear music. And it becomes pretty obvious fairly quickly that what has happened. You see Midway, which is off to the right side of the road, obviously where there's a lot of normal caravans parked. But off to the left, there is a huge, overflowing group of giant tents, crowds of people. In fact, it just spills out across the entire road. And Luck, you just get this welling of nostalgia as you remember what this is. You and Faith actually courted the last time that Mad Madam Mim's Caravan of Wonders was on the west side of the Vice. Iska, you remember when it came to Highmount over 14 years ago, as you were just a young girl and hearing the musicians and everyone playing there. And Celia, you remember just all of... This was back when you were a cat purse, before you had joined the Obsidian Order, after you had left home. Just sort of the incredible opportunities that were available to you as a young cat purse. As this is all spread out in front of you, like this amazing just riot of colors and sounds and smells begin to just waft over top of you as these memories and this, obviously the reason why no caravans have made it along is that no one's wanted to leave. This is a rare opportunity. It's been almost 14 years since it has passed through the Vice, and all of the exotic people, places, animals, drinks, entertainment, everything like that is now here before you, and along with Midway as well. And you guys are just sort of standing up at the top of the hill, a little bit dumbstruck, a little bit, why would something like this, after all the darkness that you went through for the last couple of days, that now there is this, and a familiar voice pops in from behind you.
So what's this?
As I would like to welcome Iskrin as a permanent member of the cast of The Vice.
My God!
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Oh my God.
I'll pay swear jar. You sons of bitches.
You son of
Oh my God!
You had the dogs. Oh, you don't do this to a man's heart.
With the
Freaking butthole!
You made me cry.
Hi guys.
You butthole! I was wondering why you were still awake.
Are you kidding me?
Honestly, I had a 2-hour nap. I needed it.
I was waiting to take control again, just so I could say the line, Iskrin would have loved this, and I'm glad I didn't, because screw Iskrin forever.
Oh my God.
Oh, I wish I was a second late on it. Though.
Oh man.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make an entrance.
I just have
Seriously?
two words to say. Florian's fine.
God.
I told you they'd come back. Didn't I? I was like,
God, you did.
He'll be back.
So, like I said, Wandering Silence, I will message you afterwards. We still really thank you for the donation, but we can talk afterwards. But yeah, so with the time change that occurred, our good buddy Dragons or Cats said, you know what? With this group and this story, I'm gonna make, I can make it and make this work. And so we've known for quite some time, and just been holding off. And as you can see in Roll20 and on the stream, he has his official artwork by Lloyd of Iskrin.
If you'll have me.
No, not anymore.
What was that?
I just saw the artwork. All right, you can stick
Lloyd
around.
is the best. Lloyd is the best.
Lloyd is great.
Lloyd, you are the best.
No,
Lloyd
wait.
is so good.
While the entire cast was like, it doesn't have to be Iskra, just let Kyle stay. You guys had just like known.
Yeah.
So mean.
To be fair, that it was my idea.
Welcome to the bloody crew. Officially.
I even private messaged him, telling him how he wrecked me. You.
This is how you play with people.
Seriously.
Shut up.
I told you I had something that would make Luna cry. Iskrin's not leaving.
On that note,
But Lyle is here.
Lyle is here.
Lyle is here as well.
that's true. But so Iskrin appears and says, "What's this then?"
Yeah.
Leaning on Luna's shoulder.
Headlock down to the ground.
Swap.
Told you he'd be back. I was right.
He's springtime best as well.
Yep.
You
So he's
got the
all in
food.
he's in his cherry blossom
Green
pink.
eye.
Yep, green, covered in green, and returns.
Kel vaults out, hears his voice, vaults out of the cart, looks around, runs straight at him, gets Luna off him.
You're gonna have to make an opposed grapple check.
Okay, I will.
Yep, strength.
There we go.
And actually, Iskrin, do you want to do your level up as this is happening?
What is that?
Yeah.
Just straight.
One of your
strength check.
Well, actually, I guess. Well, that's one thing I'm gonna. Okay, so I am currently grappling Iskrin, and Kel wants to get me off of him. What
Hey, son of-
does he just make a strength? Do we make?
It
Based on
would be
the
opposed
check?
strength hex next to you, but as that is happening,
I actually disappear from your grasp. On
Which-
pointing away.
as he, having reached 6th level, now has Misty Escape.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, of course he does.
Just next to Celia and Iska, the voice disappears. They're fighting over me again. They're fighting over me again! And he just reappears.
So, how far away?
Wherever the others are.
Yeah, everyone's within 15 feet of the cart,
Okay, so
at the top of the hill, looking down.
Kel runs over to where he is now and just bear hug. Just grabs him.
Turns into a bear
hugs him.
and hugs him.
No, he doesn't.
This needs to happen, actually. Please.
I'm just like, I kind of want
Back
that
in
to
a
happen
short
for real.
rest. Please let this happen.
No, he doesn't turn into a bear. He just grabs him, hugs him, and just basically kind of does the lift his feet up off the ground and just kind of spin him once and then drop him back on his feet.
Hey, friend. Sorry. Hi. God, that was...
Don't, just don't.
Hey, Screen, you picked up the food, right?
Food.
I
Coins!
No, I left you dinner.
1 second. Teleport. Teleport's back. You did? What? I didn't see it on the
Yeah,
top.
I did. You missed it.
Oh.
No, it wasn't. I left it out for you.
How? It's like
last night.
He puts his nose up in the air.
Get some more later.
What is that down there? Do I smell bacon?
Oh,
Probably wrapped around most anything you could.
While that reunion has happened, Luna has gloved
That
up,
place is awesome.
hood up, and just started walking into it. I will not be a part of this reunion. I did not sign up for this.
So we'll say that I assume everyone starts heading down to the truly amazing, riotous sounds, colors, smells, noises of Midway that has now been inhabited by Mad Madam Mim. And it's interesting, as you head down, Iska, you hear a familiar voice in your head. So you finally made it, fine. You have a booking this evening, normal 4 hours at the tavern. Don't be late. Could have put a little hop in your step to get here. It is Florian.
Understood.
Oh, I said I stormed off! Dang it! Oh!
Do bring your manager along. She seems to be able to deal with people more professionally.
Understood.
Yep, I can't let you have anything, Bird. Not even a little bit. So, as you guys, this is the one thing that just breaks my heart that Axel's not here, but you do see in front of you a huge, sort of literally almost across the road, a giant tent that seems to be where most of the smells and noise. You actually hear a band playing. It is this large sort of ovoid tent that only has like one side that's a wall. The rest of it is completely open. The tables spill out from the sides as it's open, and right in the center, on the side opposite where the wall is, where the bar and everything else is set up, the roof has actually been rolled back, and there's about a 6-foot tall stage that is there that you have a band that is playing on it raucously, but not very well. And the biggest thing that you notice, I mean, it is just packed. People are around the stage. People are there. There are towers that are all around here, all about some 8, 10, 12 feet tall. And there are planks that are laid from tower to tower to tower to tower. And running across over people's heads with drinks and tables are tabaxi servers who are dressed in these bright leggings and colorful tunics, and basically making these acrobatic leaps from plank to plank and tower to tower, so that they don't have to go through the crowd. And you notice the sign over top of that's out front, and it's showing a leaping lion, as this is the Leaping Lion Tavern, a mainstay. In fact, Luck actually has memories of this from his time here before, of Mad Madam Mim's Caravan of Wonders.
Good to be back, you guys.
Iska starts to walk over to try to catch up to Luna. She crosses in front of Iskrin on the way, and without looking at him, she just punches him in the shoulder. And then as she's walking by, she puts a finger in his face and says, "Don't forget, I'm Boom now," and then just storms off to find Luna.
Sends Sicilian luck.
I'm going to see if any of the old, if I recognize any of the faces.
And then he jumps off. He looks at the car and he's like,
Kel, do me a survival check for literally finding a parking spot. This is like, worst holiday crowd ever. You actually are able to find, since you have a regular, most of everything else is arranged as caravans. You're able to find a spot where you can sort of squeeze it in. There's a place for Turnip to get some water and such. So, sort of can put the cart. So, Kel, I know this is a big crowd, lots of stuff. What are your intentions in this space?
Yeah. stay back, observe, maybe hang around the cart, stay in the cart.
Yep.
Stay in the cart.
Yep.
Stay in the cart. I mean, Sojourn's Crossing was one thing that was kind of open. I could get out of town easily. I had a place to go. It wasn't a whole lot of people all at once making lots of noise simultaneously. So yeah,
it is a bit overwhelming.
Just kind of little much. Gonna stay right here.
Okay. We'll say with your 19. We'll say even with your 19, you're able to find a quiet place, sort of under a tree, a little bit away from everything. You are in safe observing distance of what's going on, but sort of in the shadows as the.
And if we're parked under a tree, I'm actually, and it's evening, I'm gonna turn into a squirrel and just kind of hang out watching from the top branch of a tree.
Yep.
He's saying nuts to this caravan.
You sure you want to stay, Kyle? It's fine.
Yeah. Till the end.
He's staying if he likes it or not, for God's sake.
I love you guys.
I will pin him down to that chair and set up some automated system to make sure he's alive so he can be here.
Works. I'm down. I consent. Let's do this.
So, Luck, you were saying you were heading back over you're heading towards the tavern area. Luck, knowing this is Luck's sort of favored terrain. Iska, I assume, are you going with to sort of see what arrangements have been made?
Well, she said she was trying to catch up.
I need to.
Luna.
Yeah, I need to bring my manager with me.
Right.
So I am gonna go find Luna.
Okay,
And-
she's not that far away.
Yeah. But I didn't figure it was more along the lines of catching up with you and explaining, like, Florian has a job for me. He would like it if you were there.
It's like I assume you are to perform too.
She just taps the sash.
We should probably get you some performing clothes as well. She will hoist you up on her back. She doesn't actually wait for you. And we're gonna find us some clothes.
Are you going by the tavern first? Or
Luna wasn't going to.
Okay.
She's just like, she's got to get ready for our performance. We got to do this now.
Okay, so we are going
If
to.
it will be easier time-wise, we can do that.
So yeah, here's basically what we need to do for the next hour. We are gonna there's a lot of things that are going to be happening here, but because
actually, you know what, it makes sense to stop at the tavern to drop off her stuff so we have left to carry when we're going to sleep.
Because the big one is that Bird is not going to be here for the next 2 weeks, so I need to get through his level up today. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus in on Bird. Other things can be happening. Will be happening. We will back up and be sort of replaying this with each of you guys as you go in. But I want to get through Bird's evening and tomorrow within the next 45 minutes.
Sure.
So you guys go to the tavern and you meet, and Luck is there as well. He actually does sort of recognize a dwarven lady behind the bar with long gray braids. She is hoisting probably a dozen beer mugs in each hand and just handing them up as tabaxis are grabbing them and then running them all over the place. You see that's how most of the bartenders are doing everything. It's just they lift it in the air and a tabaxi comes swinging down and grabs it and then goes running off across to get it to the tables. And I'm going to mess up this accent. She's going to be Russian before 2 sentences are done, so I'm sorry. Well, hello. Welcome. You look a little rough for the road. We haven't seen you here yet.
Oh, we just got off the road.
Newcomers. We haven't had many newcomers in a while.
I've been here before.
Deal with it.
I've been here before, but
Oh, a return customer. So, drink on the house for this one, and she hands you just a house ale.
Wait!
Yeah. So, what can I get you all? We've got all of our special exotics here. Tiger Spider Lager, Marking Jackal Pilsner, Armored Tumblebee, Storven Brown, Mist Lurker, Elven Pale, Fresh Lit Mist Lurkers right out of the vice, Grickbeak Porter, lovely Vortex Claw Mead, all the best ingredients straight from the vice. Okay, and she does get you some water, and then she looks to Iska. Oh, so from the Arcana Mystica, you must be the performer for the evening.
That's the case. Hear from Florian himself.
Yes, he's from
An
the Arcana
asshole.
Mystica. And she goes, standard 4-hour set. We'll be beginning, we've got about 15 minutes before you're on. And you'll be, we couldn't give you top billing, but you can show us what you've got before the real night crowd comes in.
I'll do my best.
Yes, I'm sure you'll be adequate. And as always, your friends are welcome to the house ales and the special for the evening, because the Arcana Mystica, we always love to play host to their entertainers that they bring to us.
Thank you. Friends, please eat and drink heavily. Thank you, Florian, for everything.
Can I roll an insight to make... I don't know. To see if everyone is fine with this?
Sure.
Everyone's happy.
Yep. So, with that, I mean, she sort of...
15 minutes? Okay. Do you have a dressing room for performers?
Oh, dressing. Of course you'd like a dressing room. And she sort of yells back and goes, says, pull a, tells someone to pull out a keg so that they can stand back there. And of course, always for the entertainers, always of the Arcana Mystica. We can bring some flowers in if you'd like.
That's okay. Thank you for everything.
Again, on the back, up and over, boom.
Would you look
Ready.
at the size of that man? He's giant!
And there are you see races you've never seen before. There are barbarians here. There are Goliaths here. There are other races large and small, mixing, drinking, having a great time. We'll say it's pretty easy to find a off the rack something to wear, that you both agree on, and
Luna's like speed cinching.
yeah. Get you all put into this, and with that, it is time for Iska to take the stage. Like I say, basically why Iska is on the stage, she's sort of on her own, up on this 6-foot platform. So we're going to focus in. Iska, tell us what you're feeling as it's your first performance since Bati.
Iska is pretty rattled. She knows that she is marked. She knows that she is hindered. But I'll be honest, I had a lot lower confidence in how this was going to go before this session. Coming off of the interaction with Luck, and then with Luna, with Kel facilitating things between Luck and I again, has almost made Iska focus back on days before she died. So that has helped her kind of recenter herself a little bit.
Okay. So it's a 4-hour set. So what we're going to do is I assume you're going to end with Children of the Children, yes?
That's the plan, yeah, because that's the...
So we are going to do 4 performance checks for each, one for each hour. Then we will do a final one based off of your roles and how you're doing of Children of the Children, to see how this goes.
Do you want to do this all without advantages or anything?
let's let the dice talk and let you react to them, and I will decide whether or not the last roll gets advantage or not.
Okay.
As a DM advantage.
One small, like, aesthetic thing, Luna has, like, crafted eye sprit onto Iska's hair, and she is maintaining concentration on that.
Ooh.
Nice.
I like that. Okay, so performance check.
Yep, so you take the stage and a silence sort of falls over the crowd as this new performer. They've been here probably for a week, potentially, knowing that nothing's crossed your path. And have probably not had a new performer in. It grows quite silent. There's still the movement of servers around, but all eyes are on Iska.
Oh, God, no.
Up on a 6-foot platform, and she pauses.
Oh, sorry, my phone just went off. You know what? She doesn't even do an intro. A lot of, artists sometimes just get into it right away before any crowd work.
What is the mood of your first?
Traditional, like high mount, kind of not jig, but you know what I'm saying? Like a very let's start it off with like a drinking song.
Okay.
Let's get this going.
Okay.
I think.
Need no intro. My music speaks for itself.
With a nat 20, the silence quickly transforms to drinking, raucous excitement all around you. This is an old favorite. This is what people love to drink to. You actually get a nod from Thelma Anders, I'm not sure if I introduced her, from behind the bar of maybe this isn't the same old that we get from the Arcana Mystica. So that's for the first hour. Drinks are flowing, money is being made, people are happy, things are going well. And the crowd is easier to please.
So that was the first hour. I think the second hour is kind of that was like, all right, we're all rambunctious, let's get into it. This is okay, you've been going hard for a little bit. Why don't you sip on your drinks for a little bit and kind of talk to each other? So more of the very nice backgroundy music, very catchy and everything still, but giving people a break from the pit,
Yep.
Been moshing for an hour. Why don't you take a break?
Okay. So give me that second performance roll.
Yeah, here it comes.
With a 24, you read the audience 100% correctly. They were having a blast, but it's time. And the big thing that happens is before it was all about drinking, people were doing shots. I mean, Tabaxi were pouring drinks down from the rafters into people with basically mouths open. It's time for food. People are now ordering food. You see the kitchen is just cranking. Big spits of meat and everything else are coming out. And now the food is selling, which is always good news as well. Tell me about your third hour.
Third hour, dinner's over. It's still kind of early, I'm guessing. It's not super late, so there's some of the old fogies are still around.
Yeah.
So this is the dancing hour. Not the raucous drinking, but we've had dinner, now it's time for kind of a reception.
Okay. Yeah, this is wedding reception music.
What you want?
With another nat 20. So we've had a nat 20, a nat 19, and another nat 20. Yeah, you wow this audience. You, again, read them absolutely perfectly. And Bird, I'm going to give you a choice. You've got this audience eating out of your hand at this point. They love you. Thelma even likes you at this point. No one is even seeing the sash anymore. Do you put in Children of the Children now, or are you going to wait and do it later?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Am I misremembering that Iska has a permanent minus to her performance?
It's already been taken off.
It's already been, that is with the minus.
It would have been 9
Really?
otherwise.
My
Yes.
charisma is, I have a +9 on my old performance.
That's already
I
with
think
it.
I
That's
needed to
already
die.
with it. Yeah. I mean, and regardless, it's a 19s and 20s, so.
Yeah,
All
so.
right, just making sure.
Yeah, no, I took it off permanently in the sheet.
Thanks for that.
You're welcome, dear.
You know,
So it's all about
Tradition
it's whether you want to let these dice roll or whether you want to go with your
tradition in high
success.
mount. Tradition in high mount is you got to leave them wanting more. You got to have them ask you to come back for an encore.
Okay.
So she will hit Children of the Children now, because it makes sense too, because this is after the reception dance, so
Yep.
it's not 2 rockets right now. So she will.
So you have you have advantage on this, and you have an inspiration from the crowd at this point that you are able to use if you need it, if you'd like. You can draw on the crowd to inspire you.
Okay. Before this one starts, I will introduce this one as this one's an original. This one is called The Children of the Children, and this one is for my friends. And she will perform.
So with a 22,
This is the best I've ever rolled in this
yeah,
game.
it's a 17, a natural 17. And, it's a new song. Everything else you've played is the old favorites, and that's why they're going to... But this is a new song, and there is... With this wistful tone, there is a little bit of heaviness to it,
Yeah.
but you also see many people are moved and touched by it, and sort of nodding along, and you can see that this, having done this, coming off of these others, has really made a deep impression on these people. And Luna, you are here, of course. Cal, Cal, what do you got?
While Iska has been singing, because it's been so amazing and because he's always been captivated by her music, he will have come down out of the tree and kind of crept closer, during the quieter part of the set as time has gone on. And when she gets to Children of the Children, he will, still a squirrel, leap on the stage and run up to her feet and sit there. And then as she plays, he will watching carefully for a moment that won't disturb her playing, scamper up her back to her shoulder.
Okay.
I think she incorporates that into it and everything. She just kind of shows, kind of flows with it.
Yeah.
And almost adds to the performance with that.
Okay. Yeah. So Children of the Children comes to a close, and you high mount tradition. You've been playing for over 3 hours at this point. And
at the end of the song, the squirrel makes it very obvious so the crowd can see it kiss on the cheek, and then it goes away.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah. And so the crowd goes wild. You hadn't noticed it before, but you hear, apparently there's a trough around the outside edge of this for people to do donations. And you see, literally, it's almost like gold and silver confetti going through the air, just as you hear it. I mean, it's like a slot machine going off into this trough to gather tips from all around.
That's 10% off my
Looks forgetting he travels with this person, just like throwing copper and silver coins.
Yeah.
That girl's great.
Looks over at you a little confused. Doesn't say
You should hear
anything.
this.
So after, yes, Luck throws like all of his life savings in there, and he's like, oh wait. So you come back. You don't need to roll for this. You do a couple encores of the favorite songs that you had heard that people really responded to, and sort of end your evening. For time's sake, we are going to jump past any congratulations from the party, and you head back to the wagon, and after much worry, I'm going to pass out. You know, it has been exhausting emotionally and from high to low for Iska, and to now be reassured that she has her music back, all but passes out in the wagon. The next morning dawns. And it's early, probably 6 a.m. and you're up. Usually you're not up this early. Something woke you up, and you're not sure what it is. It's almost like a start from a bad dream. And then you hear it again. And you, almost in a horror flashback to that moment of watching Luna get shot, you recognize what the sound is. It seems to be coming off from sort of across the road behind Madam Mim's tents.
I go to leave the wagon, turn back, and grab the bag of supplies I took from the cave, as well as the pistol.
Yeah. And you can sort of follow the sound of the gunshots, and it's interesting, there are sentries pretty much posted all around the Madam Mims, the tents, and what looks to be sort of like a rehearsal grounds, almost sort of backstage of the main tent, not the tavern tent, but the main tent. And as you approach a couple of the guards sort of smile and recognize you as a fellow entertainer, as though you've sort of been accepted into the fold after your performance last evening. And they let you through into this sort of backstage space. Once again, sort of out towards the edge, you hear
I'm looking for the source of this sound.
You walk over and you see an older gentleman. He's dressed in a blue shirt. He has probably about neck length gray hair, probably a little even older than Luck. He has on an unfamiliar hat type than you're accustomed to. You've heard about people who, described in stories of people who travel on the Blaze Pyre plains over on the east side of the continent, are known for this sort of a leather-looking vest, a truly magnificent mustache that comes down. And while I hate to use people as examples, I mean, he is Sam Elliott. I mean, that's just the reality of it. That's who it is, you walk up and he kind of looks over and, well, howdy. How can I help you this morning? He sort of looks at your sash. I heard about your performance last night.
Yeah, it seemed to go pretty well, I think.
What brings you out this morning? And as he looks at you, he seems all but look right through you, like he knows your story. He's seen it and done it all before.
Speaking of hearing things, the sounds woke me up, and I just had to come and see what that was.
Well, we got to get our practice in, and he flipping it around, and he throws like a small little disc into the air, and without even looking, and it breaks.
Just because pretty amazed by all this, and doesn't keep her cool uneasily, very visibly amazed. And
you'll have to come see the show if you haven't had a chance to see it.
What time is the show?
It's not till later on, after sunset.
So,
We
you
got
have some time now?
Well, not doing anything. Why you ask?
Can you, as she has like her hand on the bag that she brought with her, and she begins to open it, she shows some of the supplies, and on top of that, the pistol. Can you show me?
Now, what's an entertainer like you doing with peace like this?
This is used against me and my friends. I took it because I felt I should have it. I want to know more about it.
He sort of looks at you and he goes, "You're not just normal bard, are you? Normal singer, are you? You've got magic in you, don't you?"
I got something in me. Good and bad.
And I bet you're heading for the vice, and you know the stories. You're scared.
I don't.
You're
my
right
friends
to-
and I are
you're
going
right
in.
to
I
be
don't.
Scared.
I don't want to be worthless in there.
It's always good to have a purpose and feel that you have something to contribute. So you don't know a thing about this, do you?
I know it hurts.
That it does. Well, tell you what. My name's Sebastian Lockwood. And, you're going to need some ammunition and some training so you don't kill yourself or your friends with that thing.
Always good.
We barter around these parts. So, while I can't show you how to make any ammunition, I've probably got some made up that we can use for your training today, and maybe some for you to take with you. But in return, I expect you would leave me some of those raw materials you got there. They ain't easy to come by sometimes.
Absolutely. Anything. Please.
Now, you're not going to be no expert at this. You aren't going to be proficient with it, but it can keep you from killing yourself or someone else.
I just want to protect my friends.
I hear you. So, well, that'll take care of your ammunition and me getting you trained, but there's something you ought to know about equipment like this. It does tend to break, and we ain't got time to teach you how to fix it, and they don't fix themselves. But it might be that we are in a position to help each other out. So,
How so?
I find myself in a bit of financial difficulty. Had a bad run of cards with one of the performers the other night. And I happen to have this. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, good.
Shyster.
It freaks you out, but you don't immediately run away. It is a small clockwork device that is glistening with lightning. A man named Ambrose, didn't get his first name, from out of Falcon's Crest. He sold me this. He calls it a Tinkerbot. It will repair that gun one time, but one time only. And he seems to have set himself up a nice little shop in Falcon's Crest behind a music shop called the Siren's Fiddle. Smart boy. Still has some work to do, but yeah, he might make it one day. He's certainly clever, I'll give him that. But I'd be willing to sell this to you, but it doesn't come cheap. But it could get you out of a bind if this thing decides to jam up on you.
Please, what do you ask for it?
It's going to cost you 100 gold.
Yeah, I mean, I take the money I made last night and
yeah,
for that and whatever else. If that's not enough.
Oh no, you easily made 100 gold last night.
Yeah, damn right.
Yeah, dude, 2 nat 20s and a nat 19 and then a 17 on your big number. Yeah. So he hands that over to you, and there's a weirdness, and he sees a little bit of trepidation with it. He goes, Why are your hand shaking like that? I won't do if you gotta be shooting.
Not the first time I've seen something like this. Not the first time I've... Look, the last time I saw something like this, I nearly died. Well, someone I know makes things like this. The person took something from me, something I can't get back. At least not right now. I want to protect my friends, but I need to reclaim what's mine.
Now that's an honorable cause if I've ever heard one. And he sort of looks at you and he goes, so you've met a Stormwright before?
A what?
Stormwright. He sort of shakes a little bit and you see a few sparks. They use a power of the storm to power these things.
Have I ever heard of that, or is that brand new?
I mean, other than the fact that he's telling you that it's powered by a storm, which is different from what you've encountered before.
How is that possible?
Oh, I don't know. They learn it from somewhere. Some say they learn it in Qualvarine, but I don't know. I don't put much stock in Qualvarine.
And it's good. Like myself is just kind of like blown away by this and just staring. Like,
well,
it's a lot to take in.
Don't just stand there with your mouth all opened up. We got to get you at least to shooting off this pistol, or else you're going to end up killing everybody. And so he takes you over, and literally, firearms 101. This is how you load a bullet. This is how you literally even line up your sights. And if you look within your handouts, you will now find the sheet for the pepper box, which is what you now have not proficiency in, but literally had anyone you tried to shoot the guns before, it was going to be at disadvantage with a negative modifier. This does not give you proficiency. It literally lets you pull the trigger and not have disadvantage.
That's all I need.
Yeah. And you spend pretty much the entire day there with Sebastian, telling tall tales. He likes to talk a bit, and there's just sort of an almost instant. He's traveled a lot. He's got lots of stories, and with that, so that we've got plenty of time for wrap-ups, you can go ahead and take your level 6, and as we discussed, instead of taking your bardic 6th level, you get that you can shoot a gun, not be proficient in a firearm.
Yep.
You literally know how to pull a trigger pointed in the right direction. And with that, we are going to end up our session today. Starting next week, we will work on everyone else's level ups. And I hope everyone had a great time. So let's go around. We can tell us what